Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast Special Edition show, where I go over the NBA draft and touch on all of the picks and how I feel about them. And make this quick and simple. I'll give out grades, as I always do too. The number one overall pick, the Detroit Pistons went with Cade Cunningham, as we thought. That is an A. Detroit did the right thing by staying put and taking Cade, and he'll help them for a long time. Number two, the Houston Rockets go with Jalen Green, the shooting guard out of the G League. I'm sorry, this pick's getting a B. They didn't take the best player on the board. You knew this was coming. Everyone and their brother said that they liked Jalen Green. It was the worst kept secret. It was reminiscent to Zach Wilson with the Jets and how they went with Zach Wilson instead of Justin Fields at number 2. Number 3, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley, power forward center out of USC. I give this pick an A+. I think that it is a great move for Cleveland, and they got themselves a franchise big man for the future. Number 4, the Toronto Raptors go with Scotty Barnes, the forward out of Florida State. I'm going to give this pick a C+. They should have went with Jalen Suggs, in my opinion, because of the need. So I really didn't like this pick by Toronto. Number 5, the Orlando Magic went with Jalen Suggs out of Gonzaga. I think it's a solid pick for Orlando. So I give this one an A-. 6, the Oklahoma City Thunder with Josh Giddey, the Australian point guard. This is an interesting one to me too. I'm giving this pick a B-. I think that they should have went with James Bouknight. Number 7, the Golden State Warriors from the Minnesota Timberwolves went with Jonathan Kuminga, the small forward out of Congo. Love the pick. I'm giving it an A. Number 8, the Orlando Magic from the Chicago Bulls, Franz Wagner, the small forward out of Germany from Michigan. This is a tough one to grade. I think that the Magic we're going to go somewhere else, but I like Wagner. He's a solid player. I'm going to give this pick a nice grade of a B+. Number 9, the Sacramento Kings go with Davion Mitchell, the point guard out of Baylor. I'm giving this pick a B solely because Sacramento should have did something else with this pick, quite frankly. This draft was a complete throw your hands up in the air and not caring for need, and they went with quality rather than quantity. Number 10, the New Orleans Pelicans go with Zaire Williams, the small forward out of Stanford. This is getting a B-. To me, Williams should have been in the middle of the first round. Number 11, the Charlotte Hornets went with James Bouknight, the shooting guard out of UConn. I'm giving this pick an A. Great pick by Charlotte. They landed a steal here. 12, the San Antonio Spurs go with Joshua Primo, the shooting guard out of Alabama. This pick is getting a D. I think the Spurs should have traded back. They would have gotten Primo at 21. The Knicks should have moved up with the Spurs. But I'm just using the Knicks for an example because I think San Antonio would have benefited in a trade with them trading back. So this pick to me gets a D. Number 13, the Indiana Pacers went with Chris Durant, the shooting guard out of Oregon. Durant, really a fast riser here. He's more like the veteran rookie. I'm giving this pick an A- by the Pacers. Number 4, the Golden State Warriors go with Moses Moody, the shooting guard of Arkansas. I give this pick an A. I think this pick was fabulous. 15, the Washington Wizards go with Corey Kispert, the small forward out of Gonzaga. Good pick. I give it an A minus. 16, the Oklahoma City Thunder from the Boston Celtics. Alperen Sengun, the center out of Turkey. I give this pick an A. I think that Sengun should have went higher, maybe like the Charlotte, but Charlotte had to go with Bouknight. They really did themselves well, Bouknight, but OKC did themselves well here with Sengun as well. 17, the Memphis Grizzlies go with Trey Murphy III out of Virginia. I like this pick a lot. I give this pick an A because he just absolutely fits the Grizzlies. 18th was Trey Mann, who was passed around. This was Miami's pick. And then this was OKC's pick. And this was somehow owned by the Suns. And then to Philadelphia to the Clippers. So it looks like that Trey Mann will be a Los Angeles Clipper. And I really like the pick. Although I think he was overdrafted here. I'm trying to figure out where this pick came from, but it is Oklahoma City's. I was right. It was just passed around so much. It went from Miami to Phoenix in the Dragic trade to Philly in a trade to the Clippers in the Tobias deal, and then to OKC and Paul George. So this was OKC's pick. This pick was just passed around so many times because people loved this asset so much because Miami's always a wild card every year. But for OKC, they could have gotten Trey Mann a little later. So I'm going to give this pick a C+. Number 19, the New York Knicks. They're actually, this pick ended up getting traded or will be dealt to the Charlotte Hornets for a future first. Kai Jones, the center out of Texas. I like the deal for Charlotte. They needed a big man. So I give this pick an A for Charlotte. And by the way, I forgot that Pelicans-Grizzlies trade happened. So it's the Pelicans getting Murphy. So the Pelicans get an A for that pick. And then Memphis gets the C grade with Williams. And yeah, so Charlotte gets Kai Jones. And then the Hawks at 20 got Jalen Johnson out of Duke. I'm going to just pick an A minus. I don't love Johnson. To me, he's like Nasir Little in a way. Just never really lived up to hype in college. But he went at the right spot. Number 21, this was the Knicks pick that got moved to the Clippers because the Knicks traded back. And the Clippers got Keon Johnson, the shooting guard out of Tennessee. Love the pick for the Clippers. I give this pick an A+. I think it's a great fit. Number 22, this pick ended up with the Indiana Pacers because the Lakers had the pick. They traded it in the Westbrook deal, and then Washington deals it to Indiana for Aaron Holiday. So Isaiah Jackson, the big man out of Kentucky, is the pick for Indy. He could just be a backup I like this pick, B+. And then Rockets back-to-back go with Usman Garuba out of Spain, the big man. I give that pick an A. And then Josh Christopher, the shooting guard out of Arizona State, I give that pick a B+. Then 25, this was the Clippers pick as they traded up. And then the Knicks traded back and got Quentin Grimes, the shooting guard out of Houston. Love the pick for New York. It just fits Tom Thibodeau and that team. And Grimes, I love Quentin Grimes. He, to me, was a late first. So I really like the pick for New York. 26, the Denver Nuggets go with Deshaun Bones Highland out of VCU. They needed guard depth with no Jamal Murray for the start of the season. So I give this pick an A-. 27, the Brooklyn Nets go with Cam Thomas out of LSU. That's an A+ pick. I love Cam Thomas. I think he's going to be really good. And then 28, the Philadelphia 76ers go with Jaden Springer out of Tennessee. I give that pick an A as well. And then Brooklyn acquired the 29th pick in the trade that sent Landry Shamet to Phoenix. And they took De'Ron Sharpe, the big man, out of North Carolina. I give that pick a B. And then 30, the Memphis Grizzlies somehow ended up this pick. They traded up and took Santi Aldama, the big man out of Spain, draft and stash guy. I give it a C because I just think that there are better players on the board. All right. Round 2, Wizards had the 31st pick, took Isaiah Todd out of the G League. The pick was bounced around. It went from Houston, Indiana to Milwaukee. And I don't do round 2 grades. I just do round 1 grades. I just go over round 2 normally. But that pick I didn't mind for Washington. OKC 32 went with Jeremiah Robinson Earl out of Villanova. Like the pick. 33, the Clippers took Jason Preston, the point guard out of Ohio. Don't like that pick. 34, the Knicks took Rokas Jokubaitis, the guard out of Lithuania, draft and stash guy. They just flipped spots with OKC. 35, the New Orleans Pelicans took Herbert Jones, the small forward out of Alabama. I actually didn't mind that pick for New Orleans. 36, the New York Knicks took Miles McBride, the point guard out of West Virginia. I like that pick for New York. Another Thibodeau type of guy. 37, the Charlotte Hornets took JT Thor out of Auburn. Didn't mind that pick either. The Bulls at 38 went with Ayo Dosunmu out of Illinois. I think that was a steal for Chicago. 39, the Sacramento Kings went with Neemias Queta, the big man out of Portugal from Utah State. The Kings that was the Kings. And then 40 was the Jazz. They went with Jared Butler out of Baylor. Great pick for the Jazz. 41, the Spurs go with Joe Wakescamp, the small forward out of Iowa. Solid pick. 42, the Detroit Pistons with Isaiah Livers, the small forward out of Michigan. I like that pick for the Pistons. He'll help them. 43, the Portland Trailblazers went with Greg Brown, the power forward out of Texas. Nets at 44 went with Kessler Edwards, the forward out of Pepperdine. 45, the Boston Celtics went with Johan Barigan, the guard out of France. 46, the Raptors went with Delano Bolton out of Nebraska. And at 47, the Raptors went with David Johnson, the guard out of Louisville. The Hawks at 48 went with Sharif Cooper, the point guard out of Auburn. Good pick. 49, the Brooklyn Nets go with Marcus Zagorowski, the guard out of Creighton. Like that pick for Brooklyn. 50, the Philadelphia 76ers go with Filip Perusev, the Serbian center. Nice pick by Philly. 51, the Los Angeles Clippers go with Brandon Boston Jr. out of Kentucky. Upside play there. Pistons at 52 go with Luka Garza, the big man out of Iowa. Good pick. 53, the Sixers go with Charles Bassey, the center out of Western Kentucky. Nice pick. 54, the Bucks go with Sandro Mamushkavelli, the power forward out of Seton Hall. 55, OKC goes Aaron Wiggins, the guard out of Maryland. 56, Charlotte, Scotty Lewis, the guard out of Florida. 57, Balsa Kurbavica, the center out of Florida State. The Knicks at 58 go with Jericho Sims, the center out of Texas. 59, Brooklyn, Raquan Gray, the forward out of Florida State. And 60, the Bucks go with Garigos Kalazikis, the forward out of Greece. All right, so that is your recap of the NBA draft. Short, sweet, and simple. I think that the lottery was a little haymaker wire, and a lot of teams in the back end of the first round, and even some in the second round, got some steals along the way. And free agency, I believe, begins on Monday, August 2nd. So, yeah, August 2nd at 6 o'clock. So, I think I'm going to do a free agency podcast either on Monday or Tuesday to do free agency. So, now is the only time I had to do for the draft recap. It was short, sweet, and simple. And we'll see how free agency unfolds. Have a great weekend, everyone.